All right, here today with Sadie, who's been an awesome member inside our Total Life Fitness program. And today she's going to share a little bit about her results and experience. So, Sadie, to start by telling us a little bit more about what you were struggling with prior to joining Total Life Fitness.
I would say since turning 40, I have noticed weight gain no matter what I try. I had been doing a bunch of different programs exercise wise, like I did Beachbody on demand, which I like the variety. I did CrossFit for a while, which I really liked the muscle that I was gaining, but I didn't like that the number kept going up on the scale. And I also know at that time I was kind of letting my nutrition slide and I was kind of like YOLO. I'm like, I'm going to eat it because it's here and I want it and I know it tastes good. And I really just wasn't holding myself accountable for making healthy and nutritious food choices every day.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Obviously, sounds like you weren't where you wanted to be. So I know you mentioned you kind of reached a point of frustration. So what was that kind of point for you that led you to like, hey, I gotta do something about this?
Sure. Last year I went on a vacation in October. And at that time, I was kind of where I had been hovering for a while. Not a number that I was super happy about, but also I was okay with knowing that I was building muscle. And then I went on vacation again a couple months later. And when I came home and got on the scale at the beginning of 2025, and I weighed as much as I did at the end of my pregnancy with my third daughter, I thought, okay, this is a number that I'm definitely not okay with, and I have been letting this go on way too long. Something's got to change.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that. And obviously, you did make some changes. So, we connected, and I guess, why did you ultimately decide to join Total Life Fitness? And did you have any hesitations around joining?
I would say my biggest thing for joining is just having someone holding me accountable day in and day out. I've tried doing an accountability thing with some of my friends that also have similar goals, and we still hold each other accountable, but it's not the same. We don't share everything, and so it's more of like we kind of give each other excuses sometimes, or life gets in the way. Where it's different when you have a coach who's saying, here's what you need to focus on. Here are some tips that you can still live your life and do the things that are going to come up, but also keeping your health and your nutrition and your exercise in mind. The exercise portion was never bad for me. I like exercise. In fact, I'd rather do that than many of other things. But the nutrition is the biggest part, and just having someone sharing things to focus on and what to make sure that you add and possibly delete, but also knowing that you don't have to get rid of food groups in order to be healthy was a huge thing for me.
Yeah, so good to know, right, that you don't have to cut things out and you can still, live life and enjoy things. So, now people are probably wondering, what have been the best specific results that you've gotten since joining Total Life Fitness?
Since joining, I have lost just over 25 pounds. I've lost, I think, 3 inches on my waist and three or two on my hips. When I was gaining weight, I could tell because none of my pants were fitting. And even if I could get them buttoned, there was nowhere for it to go. So I had the unattractive muffin top. And that's one thing that I've always hated. So I would say now all of my jeans fit. I can fit back into some that I fit into even 20 to 30 pounds lighter, just because my body composition is different than it used to be, also.
Yeah, that's so awesome that you're fitting back into jeans and feeling better. So yeah, expand on that a little bit. I guess how is life different since, joining Total Life Fitness and kind of achieving some of those results?
I would say one biggest thing is working with my coach to not only build muscle, but not get bulky when I'm building that muscle, so that I have that lean muscle mass that allows me to eat differently also and eat more. I've done a lot of different yo-yo diets where, you really restrict calories or you really restrict food groups. And it's really nice that you have the flexibility to eat what you want for the most part, but still focus on nutrition and know that nutrition can taste good. I'm always one of those people that are more addicted to sugar. So having somebody hold me accountable for my sugar intake is also helpful.
Yeah, definitely always good to have that accountability, yeah, especially on the nutrition side. So, now a lot of people are probably watching this and wondering, is this for me? So I guess why would you recommend Total Life Fitness to other people?
I would say just having someone that knows your specific measurements, your specific goals, can tailor the program specifically for you instead of trying to do something that is more generalized for the larger population has been super helpful. Having them, again, offer specific customized suggestions that work in your life and for what your goals are is really helpful. Just having someone say, hey, you should do this doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you and your body composition. So to be able to work with a coach that can say, here's how old you are, here's how many calories you should have, here's how much protein you should have, make sure you're working these things in so that you're keeping your digestive system regular. Like all of those things are very helpful. If you're trying to do it all by yourself and you don't have a health and wellness background, it's a little hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always helpful to have a coach. Well, appreciate your time and thanks so much for sharing that.
Yeah.